What a night to address the nation after pretty much everything that's gone on in the last few weeks. Trump's going to give this address in front of the whole country, and oh boy, am I excited to see this one. Okay, some Democrats are saying, oh, then we're going to boycott it. Okay, fine. I love the false sense of like inflated self-worth from these Democrats. I don't care if you're there or not. Some Democrats are planning to disrupt the address to, okay, are we 5? Come on, guys. No one is tuning in to see you Democrats anyway, so you take the night off or don't, whatever. I don't really care. These people will never be happy no matter what Donald Trump does. This is like a perfect example. Democrats have totally come full circle on this. Remember when the Democrats swore? I mean, these people swore on their grandmother's grave that Trump was going to start World War III.
I truly don't understand how and why anyone can see that this guy is a viable candidate. We are talking about someone that literally may start World War III. It is just that deep.
Now they're freaking out about the deal that avoids it. Tonight is like the perfect time to spike the football on that potential Ukraine deal that became almost inevitable today. Remember, like 4 days ago, they went berserk. Oh, Trump lost his senile mind in the Oval Office. This is some dementia-laden God complex stuff. After this, Zelenskyy left the White House and didn't sign the U.S.-Ukrainian mineral deal. But then today, Zelenskyy comes out and says, my team and I stand ready to work under Trump's strong leadership to get peace that lasts. Our meeting in Washington at the White House did not go the way it was supposed to. It is regrettable that it happened this way. It is time to make things right regarding the agreement on minerals and security. Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time in any convenient format. And he's coming back to the well. And would you look at that? This cycle with it's like almost everything Trump does. It's like a loop, okay? Trump wants something from someone doing something that benefits America. Trump does something outside the box, mineral deals, tariffs, withholding funding, military support, whatever it is. Libs always then freak out, say, oh, it's not going to work. There's like the little instability in some markets for like a few days, and a few leaders in the world are, oh, they're so shocked. And then the foreign leader caves, and Trump gets what he wants. America is better off, and the left moves on to the next outrage thing, and the cycle repeats itself, just like you're seeing. I expect Trump is going to be highlighting this tonight, probably too, as he should, because you would be hard-pressed to name me something that he's been wrong about in the long run. I mean, of course, today, all the libs, Mexico and Canada, they're like up in arms over Trump's reciprocal tariffs. Canada holds this like big press conference where the outgoing leader guy, Trudeau, warns Americans that this is going to hurt them too.
We don't want this. We want to work with you as a friend and ally. And we don't want to see you hurt either. But your government has chosen to do this to you. As of this morning, markets are down, and inflation is set to rise dramatically all across your country. Your government has chosen to put American jobs at risk.
Who does this guy think I mean, it's the arrogance. First off, dude, don't talk to me like you're some great leader that like I should be looking up to you, okay? The only thing that's up is the fact that you are longitudinally above us. You got booted by your own people. Second, I love how he's like trying to make this out like he holds the cards here. He's not going to appeal to the American people, first off. Okay. And also, Trump's not backing down on this. Canada, yes, they imposed their own tariffs today, too, of 25% on $30 billion of the imports immediately and another $125 billion in 21 days. Whoop-de-doo. Of course, Trump put it on Truth. Quote, please explain to Governor Trudeau of Canada that when he says Governor Trudeau, that when he puts a retaliatory tariff on the U.S., our reciprocal tariff will immediately increase by a like amount. So Canada just could have had the initial tariff on imports, but now they're getting even more of them because they don't know how to do math. I don't know if that's what it is Trudeau is bad at. But let me tell you how this is going to play out, Justin. Canada will have to come to the table long before America will. Canada has a GDP of like $2 trillion. U.S. dollars, too, not those Canadian dollars. Our GDP in America is 30 or almost $30 trillion, and 80% of Canada's exports are to us in the United States of America. It's not economically possible for them to survive this for more than a week or two without people actually having real hardships. Their immigration minister, Mark Miller, said yesterday, quote, "We can't replace an economy that is responsible for 80% of our trade overnight, and it's going to hurt." Yes, he's one of the reasonable ones. We export like 2% of our economy to Canada. Same goes for Mexico. Sure, a couple things are going to go up in price here. But if you recall, Trump said this. He is essentially reorganizing our standing in the global economy. He's isolating certain countries in a strategic order with tariffs. And it's not like it wasn't unplanned, too. There is a reason Trump called his national address for tonight, on the day after he knew these tariffs were going to go into effect. I probably expect some major announcement on this tonight, that Trump had some great conversation with like Mexico or Canada, and things are going to be fantastic. Trump already today, via his Treasury Secretary, said that bringing interest rates down is the next thing on his list. I expect some talk about that tonight, too. Tonight's about stabilizing Trump's breakneck speed over the last month. There are so many things happening so fast that the economy is having a hard time reading them and keeping up with them. You saw markets took like a not insignificant dip over the last 2 days. They've come back up a little bit today because markets don't like volatility. But that's what happens. It's a 5% reset over the course of, his first couple weeks. And if the president of the United States comes to the microphone in a State of the Union style speech and says, "Hey, look, guys, everything okay? Here's my plan." Look, markets tend to trust the president, and it's going to calm things down a little bit in the trading sector. Or until Justin Trudeau realizes that he can't sit at the big boy table in a tariff war. It's also important to remind people that the American people, that a lot of these countries, they've had these massive tariffs. I mean, Canada taxes us like, double-digit percentages on a lot of things that we weren't reciprocal about. They've taxed American goods for years. Nobody stood up for America. We just let it happen. America's getting punched in the gut on trade wars for years. This is what standing up for 77 million Americans who voted for him looks like. It's working. Any lib out there who says, "Oh, this is going to hurt Americans and this and that," look, is there going to be some slight pain? Yes. But it is helping. We have seen $1.7 trillion in foreign investments into America to avoid these tariffs. $100 billion from Taiwan to make their chips here in America. Honda's going to start producing their cars here in America. We're talking about thousands of manufacturing jobs that Joe Biden and all the Democrats told us were long gone and never coming back. There are already victories, even if there's some short-term price increases. This is Trump's turn tonight, though, to get up there and say, "This is what I stand for, and I'm going to war for you, and we're going to win that war." And honestly, the other side of it, what do Democrats stand for right now? They're what's their message? They're boycotting everything Trump does. What do they stand for? They got open borders, continuing funding Ukraine. I mean, all the senators just voted to allow men to smash women in their own sports, continuing to tax and spend money that, one, we can't track, and that, two, that Americans, it doesn't help us at all. What do they want? Another return to the $2 trillion deficits? No, thanks. All while not attending? Fine, guys, whatever. We are reimagining right now global politics and economic policies for everyone. And we're doing it in the first 40 days of his presidency. I say, let the Democrats hyperventilate all they want. Things are going to be fine. It'll be nice to hear that tonight.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.